Eat, Drink and Be Healthy is pretty great. I watch Barney for the nostalgia, but I also love to see how educational the show is. And Eat, Drink and Be Healthy really is fantastic. This is the 5th episode of the first season of Barney and Friends. I don't remember this episode specifically, and to be honest, a lot of the songs were either songs that I didn't know about or songs that I just didn't care for. There were a couple that I liked though, and I'll talk more about those in a moment. But even that aside, I love this because I love anything that encourages healthy eating. I think adopting healthy eating habits at a young age is so important. And to teach children about healthy eating and to make it seem like a really great thing is always worth doing because healthy eating can seem really boring, but actually, as long as you find the right foods for you, it can be wonderful. And this is exactly what we get here. It starts off with a class pet being fed a carrot, and that leads into a conversation about healthy foods. And then throughout the rest of the episode, it looks at different kinds of healthy foods and the food groups, and everybody's really excited about healthy eating, which I think is so awesome because that excitement can be infectious for the young viewer and it can make them want to explore healthy foods. And I think that that's a really fantastic thing. It also points out that eating unhealthy foods, I don't actually know if it ever used the word unhealthy, which if it didn't, I think is a good thing because most foods are okay in moderation. Obviously eating a lot of certain kinds of foods can be unhealthy, but I like the fact that it said it's okay to have pizza, it's okay to eat other foods that are generally not packed with, nutrition, but eating them in moderation is okay. And I liked that it didn't just say don't eat sweets, don't eat unhealthy foods. And I think it did a great job of really highlighting that healthy eating is all about variety. And that, yes, of course, there are certain foods that are better for us than others. And most of these messages are done through songs. So to name a couple of the songs, well, there are some that I hadn't heard of. There's one called Aiken Drum, which is very peculiar about a man who lives in the moon with a mouth made of pizza, and Mish Mash Soup, which is I didn't really care for it, but it's absolutely fine. But there were some other songs that I was quite familiar with, such as Apples and Bananas. I have to say, I don't love the song, but it is quite a silly song, and I think a lot of young children will find it very fun, very engaging. It's very difficult to sing. The lyrics are basically the same, apples and bananas, but it's in different ways. It's worth checking out if you're not familiar with it. It's a very interesting song, and one that I'm aware of this song, but in Barney, it's oats, peas, beans, and barley grow. But in the UK, certainly where I grew up, it's oats and beans and barley grow, which I have to say is much easier to sing. But I enjoyed it a lot. We have some really good songs, some great choreography, some songs that I'm not that bothered about. But in general, I think the songs all help to be engaging and give a message about healthy eating. I do absolutely love this message about healthy eating. I think it's so important, but also really important to not make children scared of unhealthy foods or stereotypically unhealthy foods. And I do like the fact that they're saying it's okay to eat so-called unhealthy foods as long as you do it in moderation and focus on a healthy diet, and healthy eating can be fun, as we see here. So all things considered, it's a really great episode. It may not be specifically nostalgic for me. The songs, apart from Oats and Beans and Barley Grow, none of the songs are really nostalgic for me, but I still enjoyed it. Very educational, very good fun, and I think really important as well.